If these 5 things aren't in place, then your team cannot own the mission. And if your team can't own the mission, then everything will always keep coming back to you. I know that's not what you want to hear. As a leader, if you're a ministry leader, if you're a pastor, if you're a nonprofit executive director, your job depends on your ability to help other people own the mission. And I want to talk about the 5 blocks that really exist, the 5 things that need to be in place in order for your team to own the mission so that you can multiply people. Here's the trajectory that it usually follows is you've got people who are helpers, and then you've got people who are serving as contributors, and then you've got people who are serving as owners, and then leaders, and then multipliers. And there's a process, there's a journey, and people need to be able to go along it. But in order to do that, they got to have the 5 things that are probably holding them back right now. The first one of those things is clarity. I mean, the question is, do people know what we're trying to accomplish? Are they clear on what the outcome is? Are they clear on the things that they know they need to accomplish and what it needs to look like when it's finished? What's the target on the wall? Is it clear? That's really important. And it's easy to miss this as a leader. It's easy to think if I just give them a checklist of how I want things done, then it's all going to be good. But the problem is that you're not really looking for clarity on the how. What you really need clarity on is the where. Where are we headed? What's the specific target? And the why. The why. That's the real visionary stuff that so many people need and really crave. You know, if you read the book, The 3 Signs of a Miserable Job by Patrick Lencioni, what we really see is that people are looking for, I need to know enough so that I can make some decisions to move forward. And if I don't have that information, then all I really can know is what the task is. But it's so easy to miss the purpose and hit the task. And so clarity is so important. Then there's trust, the trust factor. This is so important. One of the conditions of ownership is trust. Do I trust people with meaningful responsibility? I mean, am I doing more than just giving tiny tasks out? You know, that creates this scenario you've probably heard about called the genius with 1,000 helpers. In Mark chapter 3, when Jesus went out to recruit the disciples, he wasn't looking for doers. He was looking for leaders who could be responsible to carry his mission forward without his physical presence. Think about that for a second. Without his physical presence. I mean, if you disappeared from your organization for 30 days and you came back, what would still be left? What would have gone away? What would be completely stalled? What would be totally off course? What would be right on target? And it's getting the situation to where you could go somewhere, and without your physical presence, things could be on target because you've given enough clarity, you've given enough trust. People know what they can do, and we've trusted them with real responsibility. The third ownership condition is authority. Do people have permission to make decisions? And are they clear on what those decisions are? And is the rest of the team also clear on those decisions? I mean, do we really have an understanding about how much levity, how much authority a leader has in our team? If they don't know, if I don't know, and if the others don't know, then it's too fuzzy, and they will never be able to be an owner, a multiplier who actually takes the mission forward. They'll just be able to do their task, punch the clock, and leave the real outcome back on your shoulders, which what you really want is for everybody to own the outcome, to be those multipliers who do that. The fourth ownership condition is accountability. Do we clearly define and evaluate results? Do we clearly define and evaluate results? Do we know whether we've hit the target? Do we know whether we're on track? Do we know what the definition of done is, as Dan Martell so wisely puts in his book, Buy Back Your Time? Such a good book. Do we know the definition of done? Have we clarified that? Do people actually know? And is it somewhere easy for them to find, or have they been presented with it in print, or is there a playbook somewhere, or is there an instruction sheet somewhere that says this is what done looks like? I'm not talking about the how. I'm talking about what are we trying to accomplish? Where is this thing going? Why are we doing it? Sometimes we got to even say things like by this time. I often think of it like a canvas, 4 sides of a portrait, or a map like in back of me. It's got 4 sides. And we're talking about going, these are the boundaries of what I'm giving you, and you can knock yourself out anywhere inside those lines. That's your accountability. I want you to be inside those lines. Maybe it's got a timeline, maybe it's got a budget, maybe it's got a theology to it, maybe it's got some other value that's attached to it. But this is what accountability looks like. And then the fifth condition for ownership is development. Are we intentionally helping people become leaders? Are we developing them? We can do that through coaching conversations as we go along. We can do that by reading books together. We can do that by putting resources like this in their hands, just giving people a chance to take the next step in their personal and professional development. Are we coaching people, giving them more and more responsibility? I love the book Exponential by Dave and John Ferguson that talks about the process of multiplying. Their whole framework is built on 5 steps. I do, you watch, we talk. I do, you help, we talk. You do, I help, we talk. You do, I watch, we talk. And you do, and someone else watches. Go back and replay that if you need to, but the point is you're giving away responsibility, you're giving away authority, you're giving away development, you're helping somebody to be a person who can actually say, I got this, and we got this. And this is a very exciting place to be, because as the leader, once you get to the point where your team owns the mission, you can now become the coach, and you could even start developing other areas of your ministry, of your nonprofit, of your church. You can become somebody who hands off entire departments, goes and starts something brand new, and begins the process all over again. That's the name of the game in ministry. It's multiplication. And that's what we're driving for as next level leaders. If this conversation is helpful, I want you to download the free Culture Code PDF right now. Get that PDF, work through it on your own, work through it with your team. Let's get to the place where we can hand off ministry, where we can multiply leaders, where we can really help our team to own the mission and get after it.